Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for taking some time out to watch this YouTube video. I'm your girl, Taria, and this is WEIGO Podcast, WEIGO, AKA What Else Is Going On Podcast. You can find the audio podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. Episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday. I'm excited for this week's episodes for you guys. I missed the last child, 2 weeks, but we're back. All right. So make sure you download the audio and make sure y'all come on over to Instagram and follow me over there at WEIGO, WEIGO podcast. Twitter by the same name, but I post a lot more. Well, I guess I post about equal on both. But anyway, come follow me over there. Y'all, there's some things that I want to talk to y'all about. So I came on off the road. Y'all know that I'm in, I'll say, the ride share business. And so I came off the road for a break for a Dietz and Watson hot sausage. My God in heaven, I love me a hot sausage, and the Dietz and Watts hot sausages are so good. I wish they were a little bit fatter when you cook them. Like I like the big fat, like when they fat to the point, like they split when you boil them. But the Dietz and Watson hot sausages are so good. So I'm originally from Jersey, right? Now I live in Maryland. Got the Dietz and Watson hot sausages in Maryland. I mean, in Jersey, no problem. And Hers chips. Child, when I moved to Maryland, now granted, I've been here now 20 years. Yeah. Been in Maryland 20 years. I'm 47, so I spent most of I grew born and raised in Jersey, right? But moved to Maryland, could not find decent Watson hot sausages. They didn't have them up here at first. Search. Finally, the Walmart buyer started selling them. Then they stopped selling them. And there was a Walmart like 20 some minutes away that I would have to go to get them. Then they stopped selling them. But they've since brought them back to our giant food stores. And then Hers, y'all, I would have to go to specific stores. Sometimes I still do if I want Hers other than the Utz. Utz is good, but baby, I was born and raised on Hers, okay? Ooh, nothing like a Hers chip. Y'all remember the Wise chips with the owl? My grandma used to get her Miller's Light. We used to go to the liquor store and she would get her Miller's Light and we would get Wise barbecue with the owl. And then sometimes I could get a pickle out of the barrel. I sound 100 years old telling y'all that, but just memories, thinking about my grandma. Shout out to her. Her birthday would have been April 14th. So anyway, I took a break to come and talk to y'all about some of the things. So let's get right on into it. First up, we're starting back at 1 again, which is where Brian McKnight needs to start. Anytime I talk about him, I'm going to reference starting back at 1. His son speaks out. Now, yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I did a video telling y'all about Brian McKnight calling his kids evil, saying that they were products of sin, pretty much. Well, his son has decided to speak out, and his ex. Brian McKnight's son and ex-wife react after singer calls estranged kids a product of sin. Outright disrespect. This is according to page 6. NikoMcKnight, one of Brian McKnight's estranged biological kids, and his mom, Julie McKnight, are fighting back after the singer called his kids a product of sin. And I'm sorry, let me make that correction. Think the commenter who Brian was responding to had basically said, the ones that keep saying, what about his other children? Some families are pure evil. And so Brian came back and called them products of sin. So I'm evil. That's wild. The guy who used to make me clean his used condoms out of his bathroom at 15 before Lisa got home is calling me evil for show. This is what his son wrote on the Shade Room. In a separate comment, he added, the guy who forged signatures on our names is evil for show. Niko then took to Twitter to speak about the Back at 1 singer's remarks, further admitting that he and his siblings, Brian Jr., Brianna, and Clyde, were bad children when they were younger, but his sisters deserve better. This is what he said. They don't deserve this outright disrespect. Hate us all day. You don't get to be a piece of forever and still skate by with all that we know, he tweeted. We saved that man from federal prison. That's all I'm going to say. But after all of this, I still love him so much because I know there's my dad in there somewhere. But he's a drone now. So effing sad. Miss you, Dad. 1 second. All right, hold on. Okay. I text my daughter about telling a story that I want to tell y'all on here. So I'll wait to get to that part. But anyway, back to Brian. So he said his dad is still in there somewhere, but he's a drone now. So effing sad. Miss you, Dad. Niko, who is currently battling cancer, his son is battling cancer, then admitted in a separate tweet that he was spoiled beyond belief, but is working to correct his flaws. Brian's ex-wife, Julie, 52, also spoke out against the 17-time Grammy nominee, saying that she is so proud of the two sons she shares with him. The point at the end of every negative situation, whether it's an illness, whether it's a fool that you have to deal with because they keep entering your life when you are no longer giving any more energy to it, it's to only keep you down to where they thought they had you because they were the author of an extremely abusive situation emotionally and mentally, she said on Instagram. And they're no good at not being the center of attention anymore. So when everybody pulls that away, it's like a kid who throws a tantrum. Page 6 has reached out to Brian's rep for comment, but did not immediately hear back. So his son said, child, Brian almost went to jail. They saved him. Brian was allegedly forging his kids' signatures, honey. And his ex said that he was emotionally and mentally abusive. And one of the sons is battling cancer. So prayers up to the son that he gets through this and their family. This is some wild stuff to see it all play out on social media. Just it playing out in real life, social media, off social media. It's just disgusting either way. So again, prayers up for Niko, his son, and the entire family. Let's talk about somebody else, child, who needs prayers for different reasons. I know we are tired. We are tired. We is tired, but we is going to talk about it. Portia Williams' ex Simon using Nanny as witness in ugly divorce. Employee slams RHOA star for bringing armed guard around the children. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams' ex-husband, Simon Guobadia, introduced a second witness to back up his claims against the reality star in divorce court. RadarOnline.com has obtained the witness affidavit submitted by one of Simon's nannies. Her name was redacted in court filings. The individual said they had worked for Simon since May 2020, before he married Portia. They said they cared for Simon's kid before Portia entered the picture and looked at Portia and her daughter Pilar after she wed Simon. I guess they were trying to say they looked after Portia and Pilar. I was in charge of managing things around the home, taking care of the kids, overseeing the vendors, and anything else that needed to be done. I work every day at the Marshall residence. Some days I work 10 to 11 hours in a day, and some days I work 10 to 11 hours in a day. Some days I spend the night at home. I guess she meant at their home. Depending on what needs to be done, I am always around. Simon is such a good man. I'm sorry. I don't know why that made me laugh. Okay. The nanny says, Simon is such a good man. I have never seen him be violent or angry at all. He is very mild-mannered and just a nice guy, she wrote. The employee said Portia reached out to her on February 22nd and asked if she could stay late that night. Okay, so the nanny is saying Portia reached out to her February 22nd, asked her if she could stay late that night. The nanny agreed. The woman said Portia came to her that day and wished her a happy birthday and gave her flowers. So, we could probably see all smiles, all teeth, happy birthday, giving her flowers. The woman said Portia left the home that evening and never came back. The next day, Portia filed for divorce. The employee said she had to watch Simon's children the following night because Portia left the home when Simon was traveling. I could not go home to my home from Thursday, February 22nd, 2024, until Monday, February 26th, 2024, because Portia left the marital residence without telling me, and it was the week Simon's children were at the home. Simon returned to the house surprised by the divorce and without help from his wife. The employee detailed the day Portia returned to the home 2 weeks later. She said Portia parked her car outside. I did not know she was coming with a guy that day. Simon asked me, can you go and open the door for Portia and ask her what she needs and whether she needs to come inside the home? I went outside to meet Portia and I said, Simon is asking, do you need to come inside the house to get something? And Portia said that she does not need to answer anything, and then went inside the house with a security guy with a gun. Now, I will say if you're bringing security with you for protection, they probably will have a gun, sort of like if you brought an officer with you, I guess, right? But anyway, the man was a big guy who was walking like a bad guy. The man was a big guy who was walking like a bad guy. I did not know that Portia was coming with a guy. This came out of nowhere. I had never seen the guy before. The guy was inside the house, sitting on the stairs with the gun showing. It was shocking to me. I was concerned, she said. The employee said Simon called the police. Officers came out and spoke to everyone. Portia left with the security guard around midnight, according to the affidavit. So I wonder what time she showed up. So she asked the lady, the nanny, can she stay the night, late that night? Nanny said yes. Portia, all smiles and teeth and cheeks and grins, gave her flowers, said happy birthday, never to come back. Well, didn't come back for 2 weeks. The nanny had to stay there with the children. The whole weekend, couldn't go home. Portia then shows up 2 weeks later with an armed guard. The police come. They talk to everyone, and Portia doesn't leave the house until midnight. The employee said Portia came back days later with another man. She said Simon changed the locks because she and the children did not feel comfortable being alone, not knowing if another man would come to the home. The employee wrote, the last time that Portia came to the house, she did not leave. This was on Sunday, March 24th, 2024. She came with a guy to open the gate again. She came with her daughter, her mother, and her mother's boyfriend. She was bringing her stuff back to the house. The same guy opened the gate. Then they started searching the house, went downstairs, and disconnected the cameras around the house. The cameras are not working. This makes me uncomfortable because I'm with the kids by myself as their nanny when their father is away at work. What is Simon away at work doing? Do y'all know? Is he out there maybe with Curtis? From Married to Medicine? Okay. As RadarOnline.com first reported, Simon introduced another witness to back up his claims earlier this month. As we first reported, Portia filed for divorce on February 22nd, 2024, after 15 months of marriage. I'm going to say it is wild if she asked this woman, can you stay late tonight? No, with Simon's children, knowing that she had no intent of returning, knowing that the nanny was there during the day or what have you, banking on her to come back that evening to be with the kids. Like, to me, that's low down. Like, just you don't know what nanny, you get close to the nanny. The nanny was there with them since 2020, so 4 years, almost 4 years. But you don't know what that nanny had maybe going on that evening at her home, or maybe she just wanted to go home, and you ask her to stay, turn around, give her flowers and a happy birthday, and then just not come back for 2 weeks, knowing that somebody was going to have to stay with those kids. I think that's low. Like, it's so, to me, it's so selfish when you know that you've been there with those kids, right? It's not like, oh, those are just Simon's kids. Yes, they are Simon's kids, but she was all online talking about the blended family and the kids, and she clearly was staying with the kids when Simon was out of town and had a relationship with the kids. And then for you to just be able to disconnect like that, because Portia is all about gain for herself. That's why, to me, I believe that's why it's so easy for her to just disconnect. And I don't dislike Portia. I dislike her ways, clearly. Well, I don't know her to dislike her, you know what I mean? But I'll say this. I wasn't one of those people who never thought Portia wasn't at fault. Even with her in Kenya, I didn't care for Kenya too much, but I also knew it wasn't just Kenya. You know what I mean? I knew Portia had her ways. But to me, I'm looking at a person who seems to be able to just, if it's not going her way, not going how she wants, she's able to just disconnect and give no thought to the damage that you could be causing to those kids, not thinking about the nanny and what she got going on in her house. You know what I mean? That is really dirty, child. So, and Portia's still at the house, so this is about to get interesting. I want camera should be catching all this, but maybe Simon refused. Portia. All right. Let's and some other Real Housewives news. Let's talk about the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I did not really watch last season. I'm gonna be honest with you. Uh, it was a no for me. Um, for some reason, I'm interested this season, and I honestly think it may be because Potomac was so bad, and I want to have a Housewives on to watch. And since Jersey is coming up, I think that's why I'm interested. It's based on the circumstance, not like, oh, I'm sitting waiting for Jersey. So let's talk about it. Margaret did an interview with The Sun. Turning the tables, Real Housewives of New Jersey's Margaret Josephs rips Jackie Goldschneider for trying to stay relevant with shocking Teresa Giudice friendship. Plus, the reality star weighs in on Teresa and Lewis's rumored marital problems. Real Housewife of New Jersey's Margaret Josephs has spoken out amid her feud with Jackie Goldschneider in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. Margaret and Jackie had a falling out when season 14 of Real Housewives of New Jersey filmed over the summer, the U.S. Sun previously reported. Jackie has since mended her friendship with Teresa. Side note, did she ever have one? She never really started out even with a friendship, but and switched to Team Teresa amid the OG's strained relationship with Melissa Gorga. I wouldn't call it teams, you know. It's not baseball, even though we did play softball. But I think Jackie will do anything to stay relevant, and that's just the way I feel. Margaret told the U.S. Sun after participating in the Patricia Field times Laura Ruderland Rescue Dog fashion show on April 14th in New York City. I know Jackie's true core of her belief system, so I don't know if anybody could change their belief system. She then shut down any chance of her becoming friends with the weight of beautiful author again. I think I found out who she really is. And if this is who she really is, no, Margaret said. She teased that fans will see the shocking fight between her and Jackie when the new season premieres next month. The U.S. Sun reported that the feud between the Macbeth Collection founder, Margaret, and Jackie began at Dolores Cantana's, is that how you say it? Annual softball game in August in Brooklyn. While the charity game was going on, the cast was filming heated exchanges on the sidelines. An insider said at the time, Margaret and Jackie got into a big argument over her book. Jackie gave out copies of her book to a few cast members, but Margaret did not get one, and that made her question their friendship. Jackie believes Margaret is trying to give herself credit for getting the book deal. I remember hearing that. But really, it was their shared publicist who Margaret introduced to Jackie to help get the deal, the source claimed. I remember this. So Margaret had a publicist for when she wrote her book. She knew Jackie was writing a book, introduced Jackie to her publicist, and her book took off from there. And I remember at the time, I think Margaret just wanted to be acknowledged, I think, for her role in that. Let's continue. In addition to the ex-friends battling it out this season, fans will also see Teresa and her husband, Louis, get into an argument as teased in the trailer. I don't know a lot about them. I really have nothing to do with them, Margaret responded when asked about their marital troubles. In the trailer, the soiree co-founder snaps at her husband, Joe, over the phone. So Margaret basically snaps at Joe over the phone. Louis pissed her money away. When asked about his financial problems, Margaret claimed to the U.S. Sun, I mean, I don't know. I've never seen his bank account, so I really don't know. All differences aside, Margaret is very excited to watch this season unfold and is very confident everything will work out the way it should. I feel great. I'm very excited about it. I think it's very, very different. I always feel good going into a season. I don't know how I'm going to feel by the end of it, but I feel very calm here. She then says, you know, it's going to turn out whatever the way it's supposed to be. I really do think so. I really feel like the chips are going to fall, and I feel confident the way I am. I really stick to what I believe, and the truth and good always triumphs over evil. So are y'all looking forward to the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the new season? Listen, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. I was always a Margaret fan. I liked Margaret. I also did not like, or I don't know these ladies, but you know what I mean? Didn't see it for Jen Aiden. I used to be a big Teresa fan when the show started. And then when Melissa and Joe came on, I was team Teresa, if you will, all the way, because I felt like Melissa especially came on with an intention. But now I'm like, okay, years have gone by. That's gone. Y'all supposedly buried the hatchet. Now what? And I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Teresa holds the show hostage because if you come in and get into it with her, then it's an issue. The fans don't like you. The tree huggers don't like you, child. And I think that may be part of the reason why Jackie has changed her stance with Teresa. It's easier to get along than to maybe stand on what you believe in. And see, I liked Jackie. And I'm not saying I don't like her now. I'm going to see how the season plays out, of course, right? But I don't know. To me, I'll say this. Remember the season Teresa went around telling everybody at the party that Evan cheated on Jackie? I remember hearing people defend Teresa and saying, well, it was told to her, but she repeated it. Come on now. Like I hate when people play those games. Like you didn't have to repeat it. Her coming to Evan's party and spreading that. And then her and Jackie getting into an argument. I believe it was that reunion. It was either that reunion or the reunion before. And Jackie made the comment like, I'm not scared of you, Teresa, or something. And Teresa, and I'm paraphrasing, but was basically like all the other people that felt that way, look around, they're not here. And then last season, I believe, because I did see the clip, when, was it last season or the season before? I think it was last season at the reunion when Teresa says to Margaret, I'm so glad I won't have, Teresa says to Melissa, I'm so glad I won't have to see your face again or something. And Andy's like, who said that? Like insinuating that you're going to be gone. I get it that Teresa associated with New Jersey, but I also feel like that holds the show back when people feel like they can't be, like if you have a genuine issue with Teresa, that's one thing. If you're coming in, oh, I'm going to take the OG down, then that's like, come on. But I feel like people that have a genuine issue with Teresa, and we've seen Teresa caught in lives. Remember when we found out when Danielle pulled Margaret's ponytail, which I have maintained. People say, well, Margaret poured the water on her. What came before that? Whether you like Margaret or not, they were arguing. Danielle made contact first. She chest bumped her. Then Margaret poured the water on her. People like to start in the middle, but that's how it happened if you go back and watch that scene. But anyway, remember Danielle came out and said, Teresa told me to pull her hair. Teresa said no. And then we see it. And then when they were at that barbecue and Teresa was like, they're not going to show it or something. And Melissa was like, they're going to air it. Teresa has been protected too, to a degree. I believe she was before that. And then they were like, nah, we're going to show this. So I don't know. I'm interested in seeing, they keep saying it was 2 shows in one. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays out and how that works. You know, the Real Housewives of East Orange and the Real Housewives of West Orange, like of Jersey. I really want to see how that plays out. So I am interested to see. Are y'all interested in Jersey, or and if you are you genuinely interested, or is it because we don't have any housewives airing? So that'll be your only option. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all, let's jump on over to Bethany real quick. So last week, Bethany's mom passed away. And for those of you who've watched Bethany basically since the beginning with New York, you know that she's had some issues with her mom. So page 6, Bethany Frankel announces mom Bernadette Burke died from lung cancer. You did the best you could. Bethany Frankel is mourning the loss of her mom, Bernadette Burke. On Saturday, the former Real Housewife of New York City star announced on Instagram that her mom passed away at age 73 from lung cancer. So this is what she wrote. She was complex, in pain, isolated, and had demons. She was the most stunning woman you have ever seen, who left her abusive home as quickly as I ran from mine. She wrote alongside a carousel of throwback pictures with her mom. She was brilliant, funny, cultured, and wise, yet suffered a lifelong eating disorder, alcoholism, abuse, smoking, and self-destruction. Despite not being equipped to be a mother, she loved me, and I have beautiful memories of her. Frankel said she experienced things no young child should endure under the care of her mother. However, she said her struggles made her a strong, tough survivor who was able to handle anything. She then said she recently reconnected with her mom, so her 13-year-old daughter, Bryn, whom she shares with ex-husband Jason Hoppy, could know and love her. And then she wrote, she adored Bryn and they shared a love of art. She had one friend, so my lifelong wish was granted that she wasn't alone. She was selfish in life, yet selfless in death. She left what little she had to my daughter, wished to be cremated, and wanted no one to be notified besides me. Frankel claimed that she had a sixth sense that her mom had passed away and started releasing some trauma by dancing to the song I'm Alive in her mom's favorite designer dress as her mom was dying. I remember her as a young woman during periods of happiness, loving me, and long for those memories of affection. I mourn her loss, her life, her loneliness, and my childhood. I mourn her inability to experience motherhood, the most beautiful gift of a lifetime. Goodbye, Mom. Bonnie, Bernadette, you did the best you could, and you are free and at peace. Frankel says she misses her mommy as a little girl, but is grateful her teen daughter consistently pushed to meet her. The former reality star urged her followers to call, connect, and hug their loved ones, even if they have a complicated relationship. So several commenters and reality stars sent their condolences to her in the post. And I remember when I was reading, as I was reading the first few lines, I was like, wow, to put that about your mom. But then I thought, you know what? That's her experience of her mom. She's talked about it more than once, and she didn't try to sugarcoat how she felt about her death. We know Bethany is going to say it anyway. But it was interesting that I had that initial reaction because you're taught to be, oh, that's your mom, or, oh, that's your aunt, or that's whoever, and you don't speak ill, of the deceased. But that was her experience in her life with her mom. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think she should have kept it to herself, not commented, and just said, my mom has passed away, rest in peace, I'm thinking of the memories? I don't know. Do y'all think that she should have kept some of that to herself? Lastly, y'all, I have got to tell you this story. And what I'm about to tell you goes along with what I text my daughter. So for those of you that work with the public in service industries, rideshare included, but like your hairstylist or nail tech, lash tech, whatever, God bless y'all. And I pray for y'all safety. My daughter is a traveling braider. She does weaves, all that kind of stuff. And what I had asked her, I'm going to share her story before I share this story. This made me think of her story. So my daughter gets a lot of clientele by word of mouth. I've had passengers in my car when I have my hair braided would see my braids, oh, who braids your hair? Give them my daughter's Instagram information because, again, she does travel to you. In New Jersey, she has a lot of clientele. Well, she happened to be in a different state, and she did someone's hair, and then someone else saw it and was like, oh my gosh, can she do my hair? And in our family group chat, she had sent us a screenshot, and people just have a nerve when they want a service. So my daughter, and I'm very proud of her for the way she handles her business, requires a deposit. You send, but not like, let me tell you, people that have gotten their hair braided by my daughter tell her, your prices are too cheap. You need to charge way more, because her prices are very reasonable. Not even just saying that as her mom, her prices are very reasonable. So she has them send half of the deposit. So if you're talking $175 or $200 for long, knotless, small or medium size, she'll have them send 100, right? So she tells the girl, this is what you have to send. This is what the girl responds back to her after a while has gone by. Hey, I'm definitely going to get my hair done with you. I filed my taxes and owe the IRS $9,000. I didn't know that I was supposed to update certain things due to Trump laws. I need a bit more time for the deposit. When is the latest day that I can send it for you to order the hair? Because she'll also order the hair for you. That's putting out money up front. You're going to need it. So what she does is use the deposit to order the hair, right? Well, she includes the cost of the hair, but you know what I mean. She then responds back, hello, this is not the norm for me at all, but I'm in a bit of a crunch for a minute due to the IRS. If I could use a credit card, I could pay today, but you need Cash App. What is the latest day that I can give you the deposit? I'm definitely going to let you do it. Your sister-in-laws, and I don't know who my daughter's sister-in-law is because she ain't married. And her brother, my son's not married. And my youngest daughter's not married. So she said, your sister-in-law's cousin referred me and we are going to Jamaica together next month. Girl, you owe $9,000 to the IRS and you going to Jamaica? But there's payment plans, so let me mind my business. But if that's the case, don't bring that up as a reason why you can't get the deposit. Okay. When people want their hair done, their nails done, their lashes done, they will go to the extreme, which is what, when I saw this story, I thought about my daughter's story, wanted to share it with y'all, but also I need to share y'all this. Shocking video. Chicago lash tech alleges a client torched her car over unavailable service slot. Y'all folks are insane. This is from the Shade Room, roommates. And but the Shade Room reported it and other news outlets reported it. So it wasn't just the Shade Room. Roommates. This is one of those viral stories that has folks going, say psych. A Chicago lash tech is alleging that a former client torched her car over an unavailable appointment slot. In addition to sharing threatening messages allegedly from the client, technician Marcella also shared shocking footage of the act. Marcella of Lashed by Sella runs her business out of Chicago. Over the weekend, she shared footage on Instagram showing a person in a hoodie dumping liquid on a white car and lighting the vehicle on fire. The lash tech wrote, I wasn't going to do this, but here's why, over some lashes. Marcella tagged another woman in the post, but the tagged woman seemingly hasn't shared a response to the apparent accusation. The lash tech shared text messages with the alleged client. The messages begin on March 26th with Marcella asking the client to come in for a morning appointment. The client asked for an alternative and they seem to disagree on a time. A follow-up text shows the client telling the tech, I don't like your fake A, then revealing she's outside. The woman persistently asked about getting in Marcella's chair and the tech reminds her of her back-to-back appointments. The follow-up messages seem to threaten Marcella. The client accuses Sella of always doing lame when it's time to do her lashes. She also demands to get service and then warns her that she gets no pass this time, B. Over some lashes. I'm going to show y'all. Hold on. This person deserves like jail, like under the jail. I'm about to show y'all. I couldn't believe this. All right. Look at this. Y'all see this? Can y'all see that? This is insane. She's literally pouring the gasoline on. And look. Like, what? Look at that. Let me see the sound. So then here's the messages. The text says, can you come this morning? Which was Tuesday, March 26th. The person, it looks like, unless something was deleted, didn't respond until Thursday, March 28th at night, 7:18, and says, can I come tomorrow or tonight? The nail tech says, I got OT in the AM and got 5+ tonight. Then the person responds, am I come now, please? It's Easter. The tech says, I had to move my Friday clients to today. The client says, you taking the baby OT? I don't know what that means. Oh, out of town. And then the nail tech says, nope, coming back Sunday. So again, let's start this again. Tuesday, March 26, 9:16, the girl says, can you come in? The nail tech says, can you come in the morning? Thursday, March 28th at 7:18, The client says, can I come tomorrow or tonight? The nail tech says, I go out of town, OT in the AM, and got 5+ tonight. So basically, she got 5+ clients that night. So then the girl says, am I come now, please? It's Easter. And the nail tech says, I had to move my Friday clients to today. And the client says, you taking the baby out of town? And the nail tech says, nope, coming back Sunday. Then I don't know what's above that. You see the little blue, but I don't like your fake A. I'm outside. Is somebody in the chair? So you just gonna show up to my place after I tell you I got 5 clients? Well, I'm outside. Is somebody in the chair? So then the nail tech says, on FT, is that FaceTime? Yeah. And then she says, yes. Then she says, can I be next? I'm outside. This is the client again. The nail tech says, I told you I have clients back to back, which she did. She says, okay, you told me to come still. So of the next not here, can I be next? So it looks like the tech put a question mark on the message. I'm gonna read it again. Okay, you told me to come still. So of the next not here, can I be next? No, you can't be nowhere. She then says, that's how you do anyways. Hello, is the next person here? If not, I can go. Then she says again, hello. Then she says, I just drive an hour. What is you saying? I'm not finna keep texting you. And then the nail tech said, the lash tech says, that's what I'm saying. My next is here. And then the client says, okay, after her. Stella, don't piss me off tonight. You gonna be pissed too. You wacky A-B. WTF is wrong with you when it come to me. B, if you don't ever want to do my S again, say that. I just went month without lashes. I can go more. You weird as... You got some, you want to get off your chest, B. WTF. Then she says, is that L'Oreal? Spelled like L'Oreal? On L'Oreal, every time it's time to do my lashes, you do some lame A. You just come back saying you sorry, B. How you not gonna move like this again? And here you go again. F you feeling yourself. Marcella, aka Stella, aka the lash tech, said, I got 2 clients here already and 1 pulling up. Really not finna go back and forth, hun. Client says, sure not. So you doing my lashes or not? You doing my lashes or not? Matter of fact, I don't need no response. I don't want my done. But I gave you a pass for playing with me only because I was pregnant. You don't get no pass this time, B. You just had me drive here like I'm a goofy. This is not that, B. On L'Oreal, the thumbs down and the purple devil. Lash tech says, look how you talk to an MF, please. Ciao. Next thing you know, her car is on fire, in flames. Poof, be gone. I don't know what y'all think. Who y'all think is at fault based on those messages? Again, you can go look on the Shade Room and see the conversations and read them at your leisure. Y'all, that's all I have for right now. I hope to be back down here later to talk to y'all. Also, like I said, tomorrow I have a awesome guest coming on. He's been on the podcast before. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, you can subscribe to the audio version wherever it is you listen to your podcast. What else is going on with Taria as Faison? And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this podcast. Y'all, I'm only 129 away from 1,000 subscribers. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for doing y'all thing and showing up and showing out for your girl. I appreciate y'all so much. Love y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. See ya.